Hey, Jack, good to see you. Obviously, we'll start a little broad, generic question here. Just the excitement, the energy from week one of OTAs to here, week two of OTAs. What have you seen from the fellas so far?
Oh, it's been great. Our guys are doing a tremendous job of putting in the work. I mean, that's the time of year it is, and I think everybody's excited to be out in the grass and learning and teaching and putting in good effort. That's what we're getting.
Jack, I know these are all voluntary. No Chase Young. Have you talked to him? He's your team captain. Any concern that he's not at OTAs?
I spoke with him last night. He'll be joining us shortly, and he's working out, taking care of business, and so all our guys. It's voluntary. We've had tremendous participation. We're pleased with that. We've got a lot of work to do, and so I think all our guys understand that.
Thank you.
You bet.
Hey, Jack, the first round pick obviously used on a defensive player this year. What kind of pride do you take when you're molding a young player, a young, hungry player like Jamin Davis, and what have you seen out of him so far?
Well, obviously you want to do all you can to help him develop. I think it starts with that person being, somebody that's made of the right stuff, and he certainly appears to be that. Much like Chase, he's been all business. When Chase got here last year, he was all business, and that's what we're seeing out of Jamin. So, want him to just dig in and get to work and understand how he fits and how he can find his way and how he can develop. And he's learning the system. He's giving great effort every day, and he's been a good teammate. So those are all real positive signs to get started.
Thank you.
You bet.
We'll go Nikki next, then Michael Phillips, Ben, and Matt Harris.
Hi, Jack. What are your early impressions of some of your new pieces in the secondary, like Bobby McCain and William Jackson? Just the group overall, what have you seen?
It's going to be a competitive group. Guys have been able to get their hands on some balls and, obviously understanding how we do things and what's expected of them. I think the competition is obvious. The guys are doing a great job of coming out and working and competing and learning and developing. And that's the time, this time of year, that's what it's all about. We're getting plenty of that. I think, with those guys understanding they can count. You all look around and guys are trying to create roles and opportunities, and we're going to give them those opportunities to show us their stuff.
With Cam Curl specifically, is he going to be competing at multiple spots? I mean, do you view him as a strong safety, a free safety, and where does he kind of fit back there?
He fits wherever we put him. He's done a great job of that. He played multiple positions last year and really had a fine year. And so, we expect him to continue to be who he is, do his thing. He's bright. He's a good football player. He makes good football decisions out there on the field, and he communicates well with his teammates. So, we just want our guys to come out and work, put in the work, develop. Roles will be determined. There's time for all that kind of stuff. Right now the focus is just understanding how we do things, what we do, where you're expected to be, and get there and play fast.
If Michael Phillips is on, we can go Ben or Matt.
Hey,
I'm on.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Jack. Just sort of curious. Ron's talked a lot with so many acquisitions about the versatility that these players offer. You were just asked about a guy like Bobby McCain. For you, what does it mean to have all these pieces that can play multiple positions? How do you think that will help you guys with your schemes next year?
Yeah, I mean, it allows some flexibility. Things happen throughout the course of the season. Each and every year takes on its own life, and you have to be able to adjust and adapt. And guys that can play multiple spots and do multiple things, certainly, skill set wise, you're able to take advantage of those skills, and so it allows you to do a few more things creatively, schematically. So, but right now, like I said, it's just we've just got so much work to do, and that's really the main point for us right now is put in the work. It's one day at a time. You don't start at the top, you start at the bottom, and it's a process, and it's You just have to go about your work and gain a greater understanding. If you think you had it down last year, get it down to a new level. You know, I was on the Denver staff with Peyton Manning, and I watched him front row taking notes, meticulous notes, you know, in year 20. So it's like you never know it. You never have it all figured out. So, you know, we're encouraging our guys to get into the details, the nuances, really understand. If you've been here and you're taking it to a new level, do just that and apply yourself. Don't just kind of know where to line up, but know exactly how you can impact things for us.
To the point of not having it all figured out, obviously this is all new for Jamin Davis. And I guess Ron mentioned he could play multiple spots at linebacker, but it looks like you guys have used him a lot so far here in the middle. Is that just sort of letting him kind of get used to one spot, or is this kind of getting for you even a sense of what he can actually do in this particular spot?
Yeah, that's just where he's starting. We'll work him from there. You know, like Coach can talk about as much as he'd like. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about what we're doing with certain people. I think Jamin's a really good football player. He's in the mix there to be a big contributor, and you know, we think he's going to be a fine football player for us. But he's got a lot of work to do, and that's kind of the theme of what I'm saying to you all today. I mean, it's because that's how I feel. We have a lot of work to do, and we're just getting started. You know, we've got one more week of mini camp, and you know, we need to finish strong with this initial installation of all that we do.
Hey, Jack. For defense in particular, it seems like from year to year, the rankings look like, you know, just because you were a top 5 defense, it doesn't mean you're going to be a top 5 defense the next year. Just why is it so hard to kind of repeat that success year in and year out from, even if you have a young core like you guys have? Like, what are the challenges of having to go do this all again?
Well, the challenge is for me is to really not concentrate on statistical rankings, but how we can help the football team win games. So that's what we're here for. I mean, that's what defense is all about. You know, limit the number of points we're giving up, get the ball back for our offense as frequently as possible. You know, whether we're forcing 3 and outs, getting off on 3rd down, or getting turnovers. We've got to find a way to get the ball back for our offense more often, and that's the challenge. So every year is a new set of challenges. They're, you know, you're going to play different teams, and the schedule's a little different, and maybe some of the quarterbacks you're going to face. I mean, you look at the number of quarterbacks, top shelf quarterbacks we're going to face this year. I think, you know, the challenge is out there. So, you know, we're looking forward to meeting that.
Right. And, you know, you guys added William Jackson and even St. Just. You know, you could play more man if you wanted to. I guess just from a coordinator standpoint, how often are you adding new plays, new concepts in the off season? I mean, I'm sure that's pretty regular, but just what was kind of your process going into this off season and what you did or didn't want to add?
I mean, every year is that, and you don't always see everything that was on the drawing board. We're going to do the things that we feel like we can do with the people we have. And I think certainly, you know, adding a guy like William opens up the opportunity to play more man, drafting a young man like St. Just. You know, those guys, you know, corners that can play man, that are long, that can run. Those guys are going to present opportunities to do different things defensively.
Thank you.
But,
hey, Jack, I wanted to kind of follow up on that length of corner. When you have the length of corner now, how does that open up your defense and your schemes, and what more things can you do because of that?
Yeah, I mean, a couple things we want to do. You know, we did some things really well last year with the guys we had. We feel like we've strengthened the position, made it more competitive. The entire back 7, you know, has more depth, more length, more speed. Those are things that help. It comes down to us getting on the same page, really understanding how we all fit together. You know, and I think that's where we are right now. We're kind of assembling pieces, teaching fundamentals, teaching technique, and having guys gain an understanding of the things they're going to face throughout the course of the season.
And then with a guy like Chase, how did you see him develop as a pass rusher last year? And what are some of the things that he can, what do you want to see him build off of going into, you know, this season?
Yeah, Chase, Sweat, all those guys, Payne. I mean, they all can take their game to another level. They all need to continue to work. They're young players. And so even though you come in with a toolbox, we feel like we can take that toolbox and sharpen it, make sure that we're able to, play at a much higher level, be more efficient in the opportunities we have to get after the quarterback.
Last one, Sam.
Hey, Jack, I know you don't want to give away too much, but when you say we have a lot of work to do, is there anything specific that you can share that you're looking at, in these next few days, I guess, at OTAs?
No, it's just it's the time of year, trying to put in proper perspective. Look, every team should feel good about itself this time of year, and so, we're no different. We feel like, we accomplished some good things and we like to build on it. However, my approach has always been that you have to go back to the fundamentals. You start at the bottom of the mountain. You've got to put in the work and climb every day. And that's where we are right now. Guys are putting in the work. Coaches are coaching, players are playing, and we're teaching and developing. And, the fundamentals that we're going to count on throughout the season, we're stressing now, and we'll continue to stress as we go through the year. So it's just when you look at it, I mean, the biggest thing that you can take away is that, look, we have a lot of work to do.